The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien coming to you live from TFNN Tuesday morning, 8:30 a.m., 60 minutes ago until that opening bell. And right now we got markets in positive territory to kick things off. A little bit of a volatile session overnight. You wouldn't really know it by looking at the tape. S&P's up 9 points right now at 29.31. NASDAQ up 28 points at 93.07. Dow up 101 points, trading at 24,227. Oil up $1.23 at $25.37. Gold up almost $8 as well at $17.05. Excuse me. And Bitcoin settling in at about 8,800 after quite a drop off to begin the trading week for Bitcoin yesterday. And as we look to start off Tuesday trading, jumping over to the VIX, market continues higher, getting a 26 handle on that VIX, 26.72. Keeping things in some context, a remarkable pullback as we continue the decline back to normalcy for the VIX at 26.74. Start things off. Let's jump over to the charts. We'll start it off with the Dow. As I mentioned, so Dow's up about 100 points. There's the closing action, this vertical bar here you see for yesterday's close. You can see that we actually dipped from about 24,105. We were down about 200 Dow points, call it about midnight. We climbed from there. The climb really begins at about 2 a.m. Eastern time. We were trading at 23,914, so we're 300 Dow points off the low. NASDAQ 100, a little bit of a different story. So taking a look at the Dow, right? The Dow, your intraday Monday morning low was 23,976. You went below that level at about midnight last night. NASDAQ 100, just a strong index. There's your low on Monday morning. And here's our action here, coming up to the highs that we had at about 3 p.m. Eastern time yesterday, 93.03 in the NASDAQ 100. S&P's right up near the highs that we had middle of the day yesterday as well, 29.30. S&P's are reading about 10 points in the positive right now. But if you look at where we were at about 2 a.m., we were under 2,900. So you're talking about a solid 30 plus points from that price level. Crude oil, there's your action early yesterday. We get the news that the Saudis are cutting 1 million plus barrels a day additional. We spiked to 25.50. You give up all of those gains by Monday afternoon, yesterday afternoon, and look to it, folks, every day. If you can trade it with some defined risk, from 2 till 2:30 as the contract. That's the end of the day, technically, for the futures contract in crude. Volatility right at around that time in big ways, and then it just kind of settles. But we've traded higher, right up near the spike high now at 25.38. There's your gold contract. Was above 17.10, now pulling back a bit in the last few minutes, even at 17.03. And there's the euro US dollar at 108.58. In terms of headlines out there, what we have going on, we have U.S. Consumer Price Index falling 0.8% in April, as expected. That number just hitting at 8:30. There's your headline. U.S. Consumer Price Index falling 0.8% in April as expected. Yeah, I don't think there's any analysis of that yet. But that number hitting the tape at 8:30. No huge reaction. We have the euro. I mean, quite a move in the euro. You back it up just to last night, right? I mean, that's almost a full point. We were trading at 107. Yeah, even more than a full point. 107.85, and we're at 108.60 right now in the euro as we climb higher. In terms of other headlines out there, this will be a big one today. Dr. Fauci reportedly to testify, reopening too early risks needless suffering and death. Quite a statement. He will be in front of the Senate today, I believe. Yes, Senate testimony. Of course, we saw he wasn't allowed to testify in front of the House. Trump out there calling them all Trump haters. I'm sure this statement that he has prepared for the Senate is why Trump did not want him out there. It's tough when he's contrasting what the president is saying. You have the president out there tweeting this morning that Americans are warriors. You know, warriors go to war and they die, folks. I mean, this is what's going to happen. It's going to be the battle back and forth, and it's a remarkable rhetoric on both sides. Hopefully, we continue hearing from these scientists. These are going to make headlines, folks, and I wonder how that's going to play out. If we skip over the checkpoints, then we risk the danger of multiple outbreaks throughout the country. And jumping over, so something to be aware of, just the information is so hard to get a hold of. There's so much information, a lot of it contrasting. There's no exact right or wrong. The truth usually lies somewhere in between, and that's probably the case here, but just something to be aware of. In some states, cases are increasing. These are areas you have certain governors trying to open back up in states where things are really increasing. Look at Minnesota, right? I mean, Alabama, Oregon, it's spiking. Washington, it declined but spiking. So this is going to play out. I'm sure Fauci will be talking about that today. One headline that caught me, you have the Boeing CEO predicting a major U.S. airline will most likely, quote unquote, fold by September. Supposedly he's being super general. That's his spin on things. These airline stocks, though, and the core that I found interesting most in here is that traffic levels will not be back to 100%. Talking about in September, they won't even be back to 25%. Maybe by the end of the year, we approach 50%. This is the CEO of Boeing. Okay, this isn't a talking head on CNBC. This is the Boeing CEO saying that air travel after the summer, when schools will be back in action, will not even be back to 25%. And maybe by the end of the year, we reach 50. Remarkable statement. And it could be true, right? Good luck arguing against that case. You got Boeing sitting at about 128. We're going to open a positive a bit. I mean, these airlines, they were getting hit across the board. We're right near lows. I mean, just look at this range we've been bouncing around in, right? We're right at this lower level on these airlines, and many of them. So Delta, same deal. I mean, the all-time low, 19.1. I say all-time in recent history, $22 we're sitting at right now. Even you jump to Southwest, right? And then JetBlue, all of them. Tough shape. Why don't we pull up the cruise lines in the same essence, because they are in tough shape as well. Norwegian, they're going to open a little bit positive today. Carnival's the most dramatic off the lows you could argue, from $7.80. We've almost gained double that, but watch out, folks. I would not be participating in that action at all. So, well, jumping over to other stocks making moves this morning. So you have Casper Sleep. They're out with their numbers. $1.23 a share they lost compared to an estimate of 84 cents a share. CSPR. And we're going to open higher, though, on the news. There's your action. We actually got the numbers at about... Okay, we got them either way, but, yeah, they come out. Yes, they did. 5 a.m., okay. And the conference call just beginning. Looks like we're trading higher. I wanted to jump over to Tesla. So the other story out there is that Elon Musk, he will be reopening his Fremont factory, setting out the stage for a battle with the governor of California as things are still shut down. You have Mnuchin coming to the side of Elon, opening that, creating jobs. He's a big job creator. You know, you can understand why people want to be able to work, put food on their table, pay their bills. It's completely understandable, folks. The disagreements that are going on here. I just want the straight truth to get out. That's the biggest factor of it all. And then you make educated decisions about things. And they're tough decisions, and there's really no right or wrong. When somebody wants to get out and work, provide for their family, you see the action this morning. Tesla, always trading higher. I mean, we reached 830 this morning. With everything going on, Elon Musk, we're approaching, I mean, right up near these upper bounds as we're going to open at about 825 this morning. The highs at about 925, 940, 968 all-time high on February 4th. Stay tuned, folks. I'll be coming back, see what else we have. It's earnings season. We got equities moving. I'll be right back.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the tax opportunity zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190. The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The gold report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the gold report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the gold report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. S&P is positive by 9, NASDAQ 100 positive by 32. You get the Dow up 101. Jumping over to where we are in terms of the context of retracing the entire move down, you got the S&P sitting right at the 618 of the entire move, 2930. That's 618. We're sitting at right at a 2932. Interestingly, you could argue that we've been bouncing around in this area for a full solid month. As April 9th, we climb into this area. April 13th, we pull back out, up and around between about the 50% and 618. You jump over to the NASDAQ, right? Check this out. Do I still have it up? All right, we'll throw it on here. There it is. I thought so. I mean, we're making a run for 97.63. We're 450 points away from that in the NASDAQ 100. That is a nothing move. We just shot right from the 618. Interesting, we're marching between, the 50%. We hit April 7th. You got back half of it. By April 17th, we even approached that 786, and we're now flying through that at 93.11. And the Dow, the laggard of the group, as you can see, just kind of floating right around that 50% mark. So again, right, you got the NASDAQ, the S&P, up right near the 618. The NASDAQ crushing it. You're probably going to see the NASDAQ reach this 100%, if not higher, in the near future, unless something drastic changes in terms of the scope of COVID and the shutdown and so forth. This thing is not going to be stopped, and it's because of the giants like Amazon. Check out that chart, right? How much of the retracement have we clawed back? You're talking about 100+% in terms of a drop from almost 2,200 down to 1,600, and we're now sitting at 2,400. And this morning we're going to open a couple points higher. Microsoft, we're approaching that. Remarkable that Microsoft, we're going to open at about 187, the all-time high 190. Microsoft's basically got it all back. Apple, a late charger. Apple kind of lagged behind some of the other tech stocks. But we're going to open at 317. We're $10 off the all-time high of 327, and you could argue we're right back in this range that we were sitting at for all-time highs for Apple. Netflix above those levels, of course. We just went from under $300 to $441 for Netflix. Facebook delivering in a big way. We're going to open at $213. You're talking about $11 from $224 Facebook shares as they trade higher for sure. Jumping back to other stories out there before we get into some of the equities with earnings, you have Simon. They're going to opening 50% of their centers reopened this week. Remarkable number when you think about malls, one of the areas that really may be slow to see things come back. Now, here's what the real question is. We talk about the Boeing CEO saying that air travel by September is not even going to be at 25%. Maybe we'll be at 50% by the end of the year. Jason and Tom always have had a great conversation, if you listened to it last week, saying, listen, air travel was always open. We just decided to shut it down. When the malls are going to be open, are people really going to go back to that type of environment? Yes, they are in some capacity, but are they going to go back in a capacity that allows people to pay their bills or maybe make some money and show money for earnings to make up for the losses they're incurring right now? Simon's quarterly profit fell 20.2% during the first quarter ended March 31st, so they plan to get 50% of them back. This week, we're now leading the effort for these local economies to get back to business. Chief Executive David Simon said during an earnings conference call with analysts, we want to help these local communities because, frankly, they depend on our sales and taxes. I'm sure they do. But, I mean, that's, malls are some of the biggest areas in some communities of where you're going to be. Is it SPG, Simon? It looks like we're going to open higher today on that acceleration. So you had their earnings last night after the bell. They come in with numbers of 278 versus 290. The conference call begins and things accelerate. I'm sure investors like in hearing that they're going to be back open. Other stocks with action jumping back up. We have I want to get Novavax. So they lost 58 cents a share, less than 70 cents. The biotech company's revenue topped estimates, and this is the one. Novavax also announced that the nonprofit Coalition of Epidemic Preparedness will provide $384 million new funding for clinical trials of the company's experimental coronavirus vaccine. NVAX is their symbol. And you can guess what's going to happen when you get $384 million to plow into a coronavirus vaccine. Investors liking that, shooting from $24 up to $38.90. We're sitting at $37.17 on that news. Quite a pop for that company. Eventbrite, not a good time to be in the business of hosting large events. Eventbrite lost $1.71 a share for the first quarter, much wider than the 24 cents a share that was expected. The event management company's revenue was also well short of forecast. Eventbrite said ticket sales trend have shown improvement from the mid-March low point. However, EB, talk about getting hurt, down to 901. We're back up to $10 though on the conference call beginning last night at 5 o'clock. You jump over for some context of where we've been, from $22 down to $5 and change. We're going to open at 973 about. Quite the fall and then rise back up. Another company hard hit. Talk about casinos. Eldorado and Caesars, the casino operators, both saw double-digit declines in revenue for the first quarter as COVID took hold. Caesars revenue down 14%. Eldorado 26%. Eldorado announced a deal last year to buy Caesars for about $8.6 billion in cash and stock. Eldorado, ERI. So you were higher to 23, back down to 21.86. Is it CZR, I believe? Caesars International popping to about $10. I mean, some of these casino stocks, right? Win, for some context, from 153 down to 35. We're back to 82. Caesar on the long term, from 14 down to 3, back to 967. MGM from $35 down to $5 and change almost, now sitting at about $15. You want to talk about some volatility, man. Watch out. United Airlines named Bret Hart as president. They got a new president going on United. Datadog, zero numbers, 6 cents a share for the latest quarter compared to forecast of 2 cents loss. Revenue beat estimates. Datadog, provider of monitoring and analytics platforms for IT departments and software developers, also raised the forecast. Good time to be in that business, I'm sure. DDOG is their symbol. Check out that chart, right? I mean, this is where the market just sold off everything. We talk about it all the time. Tom always talks about it when he's talking about gold. If things really go bad in the market, gold is not always a hedge because they sell off everything. And the market really showed it here, where you had companies, if you're going to shut down, everyone's going to work from home, every company was not going to be penalized for that. There were going to be huge winners in this field, like Netflix, so forth, and Datadog, of course, one of them. We're going to open above 60 on Datadog this morning. 61 is where we're bid ask right now, so way above this chart. And we just went from $30 on March 13th, and it is May 12th. Remarkable run. And as I mentioned, Netflix, right? You know Netflix was going to be around. All right, Netflix from under 300, we're sitting at 440. One of the stocks that really perplexes me why it's not higher. If you're a long-term bull, folks, long-term buyer, investor, Disney, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years down the road, it's remarkable what that company might be priced at, considering the growth they have going on. But the market is waiting until they see an acceleration. You know, that has to be it. Why get in now? Why not wait for things to play out in the parks, accelerate higher? But when you're in the content business, brand business, you have Marvel, you have Star Wars, and I have Disney. Full disclaimer, you know. But I've said it's long term. You have Disney Shanghai opening over there, and you get 24,000 people filling that place in no time. We'll talk about it a little bit more when we get back from the break, folks.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools, as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated folic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We're sitting on an S&P positive by 10, NASDAQ positive 36, Dow positive by 113. Jumping back to some of the other companies with earnings, you had Toyota out with their earnings. Jumping back to the numbers, Toyota expects profit to drop 80% this year as virus saps car sales. I imagine that might start coming back. We've been shut down almost 2 months, but for that period of time, you really needed a car if you were out there purchasing a car over the period of April, late March / April, basically the entire of the month, maybe late April, things begin to open up. Toyota said Tuesday it expects profit to drop 80% to its lowest in 9 years. Remarkable, you still got a profit even, as Japan's biggest automaker grapples with the impact of the novel coronavirus, which has sapped global demand for vehicles. There's your action on Toyota. They're out with their numbers, and we're sitting right now at a bid ask of 121.55 by 122.79, huge wide bid ask. So we'll see where that market settles up. Logitech also out with their numbers. Check out that pop. So Logitech, is that 4 a.m.? No, that's last night. Yes, 8 p.m. They're beginning their conference call when we came on the air, but Logitech up to about 53 from 51. If you're all familiar with Logitech, they make peripheral devices, right? I am using a Logitech webcam as we speak for this program. Fortunately, I had one before this hit because with people doing business, Zoom classes, what it is at home, webcam's one of the hardest things to get your hands on, especially a good one. Logitech reported a 13% rise, 13.6% in quarterly sales. They said demand accelerated in the 3 months to the end of the March as schools' offices shut down to prevent the spread of the disease, and their staff started using its video conferencing equipment, software, and webcams. The rise in remote working contributed to an increase in sales in the company's fiscal fourth quarter to $709 million from $623. I would have thought they might have crushed it a little bigger. Year on year, they only went up $80 million, and you have this going on with everyone in the world buying a webcam and a peripheral? We'll see. Nonetheless, up to about 53, right now 53.22. Stay tuned, folks. We're going to have Larry Pesavento coming up live with Trade What You See at 9 o'clock. I'll be back at 10 o'clock with Tom. And check it out on the front page, folks. Larry, he's doing a live trading event 9 days from right now, next Thursday.